just got our first look at Forza Horizon 6 since the Dev Direct. Today, I'm gonna go into that and the article they released about 10 features of Horizon 6. First of all, let's crank it to the start. We got a shot on a beach with a boat, which looks incredibly detailed. We got the highway, very wide. We got actual people, of course, behind stuff so that you can't drive into there because that's the only way you're allowed to have people in racing games now. Oh, oh, that looks gorgeous. Got more shots of the coast. Of course, this entire thing was captioned something to do with the beach, I think. Something to do with the water. And there it is, all the different looks, but I've got extra stuff to go into. Let's look at it frame by frame, or shot by shot, I suppose. Of course, the first one is just a look at the beach, but you can see in the back there is a dirt track. If I give it an old snipping tool and a zoom in, you can see there is clearly a dirt track corner going round this way. So this is a right up against the shore kind of coast area. I imagine most of this is breakable. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the boat was breakable, but I mean breakable in the way where it kind of like bonks off your car like it's made of paper mache. It's a beautiful shot. Then we have the highway shot, and showcasing that there will be a highway going along the outside, the coast of the map. Reminds me of a lot of the areas in Maui on the Crew Motorfest, where you have highways that go out over the water. We get a beautiful look at some of the greenery next to it. I do wonder if this mountain here is going to be one of the mountains that you can actually get up to the top of, or if that's not going to be an accessible mountain that we're looking at here on the right, because essentially I want to be able to jump from that mountain to this highway. This is the only reason I want to know if this mountain is accessible through some other means, of course. But the highway does look beautiful. You can actually, well, there's obviously some video game isms about it. I mean, if you zoom in real far, you can see that there's not a lot of, well, it's not loaded in too much. And it's a very simplistic in the distance. You can see one of the pillars for the highway, but the highway isn't connected to it because it's, well, out of load distance, I imagine. You can see the highway go round, and then it gets to here, and it gets real thin. But, I mean, I may be wrong, and it might just be curving around the mountain there, and the pillar isn't one of these pillars down here, but it does look like one of those pillars. There is the issue of the roads being too wide, which comes up again here. I know some people don't really care about that. Some people are upset about it, just with the roads being so massive, because that's what racing games kind of have to do now, because there's players of all different skill levels playing the game, and incredibly tight roads, well, they become restrictive for the players who can't drive, I suppose. But let me know what you think about the roads being this wide. Then we have this shot, which speaks a lot to what racing games have to do now. If you didn't know, I've talked about this before in Horizon 6 videos, but racing games are not allowed to have pedestrians anymore. Their only way they're allowed to have pedestrians is if they're off the road. Like, you cannot access that area. You physically could not get your car anywhere near them, is the only way it's allowed. And we saw in the city, they did a bunch of that. They did a bunch of, like, areas that you can't get into, pathways that you can't get into, where there's pedestrians, so the city looks alive. But what we can see here is that they're doing that same thing in the smaller towns as well. Or perhaps this is just the outskirts of Tokyo. As we know, Tokyo will have 5 different boroughs, each of those roughly the size of Edinburgh, which is insane. But as far as I'm aware, because I'm fairly certain they said 5 different boroughs, and they also said 4 to 5 times bigger than anything they've ever done, and I'm pretty sure Edinburgh was their last biggest city. But this is what we see here, is that even the tinier towns will be crowded, quote-unquote, with people. Then we move on to another shot of that tiny town, indeed, with a truck here, but the truck is just parked up, like towing this car, so I assume this thing is not like, you know, I assume it's not a car. I assume it's like just a parked traffic car. Again, we can see people up on the balconies. Again, that's sort of the subtle ways that they make the maps feel alive without being able to. We can also, all the way in the back there, see another parked car. It almost looks like the Ibisu pigeon, but I don't know if that's just me going crazy, but that to me does look Ibisu pigeon style. But of course we can see how the road goes and goes off to there, and there's not a lot much else to see here, other than the fact it's nice to see some of the more tinier town areas. And the detail on the electricity poles, I mean, we got the electricity poles, but then we got the lights sort of attached to it. I presume that's something that they do in Japan, in Tokyo. Then next we switch to a shot of a boat. We've got some very PS3 pigeons, or seagulls, I suppose. If you zoom in, you can see the polygons, but like, you know, it's seagulls in a racing game. I'm not slacking the game for that. It's just fun to look at them and look at how sharp the shadows and polygons are. But we got this shot of a boat, which I imagine will not be able to move, and is probably going to be some kind of thing you have to discover in the game. We know already that a lot of the discoveries you make will lead to unlocking cars. In fact, the MX-5 Miata with the V12, V10, whatever it was, as far as I'm aware, based on how they phrased it, that car will be as a reward in the discovery, in the exploration. It's a car that you get from exploring, essentially. And this is, again, another shot by the coast, as this whole thing is themed on a coast. We've got this, which is based on a real-life location, so I'm going to leave that till the next segment, where I bring that up and compare that. Then we got another shot of a boat right next to the edge. Again, I imagine a boat that you can bonk very easily, you know, fly away like it weighs nothing. And we can see all the way in the background, there's a little hut as well. But we also have a nice shot of Fuji there in the background. So we know that this area is not close to Fuji, but like around the Fuji area, and that Fuji, we already know that Fuji is probably not going to be drivable. It doesn't make any sense to have it drivable. Fuji in real life isn't drivable. I think you can only drive up to like half of it, is what people said. And I don't know, I suppose Forza would be the type to be like, you know, we don't want to desecrate Fuji by chucking cars onto it. But then again, there's this little, you know, there's this little rivet, there's this little dip that Fuji has, which does make me think there could be a dirt trail there. And that is Fuji, right? It looks like Fuji. I'm gonna assume that's Fuji. It looks like it. This is another bit based on a real-life thing, but I wonder if you'll be able to drive up to this, or if it's gonna be too deep, because they're showing it up and close, but I don't know. I suppose we won't know till we know. And the final shot is just a shot of the Xbox logo. Before we go into the article, I want to show from Forza Leaks on Twitter a shot-for-shot thing that they did where they showed the real-life locations. Here you can see the exact place that's being recreated. It's Itsukushima Shrine. That's the real-life one. That's the Forza one. They look pretty similar, except the Forza one looks a lot more wood brown than red, but maybe that's just the lighting. Then we have the real life version of this. Of course, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like 1-for-1. It's beautifully done. I wonder if, oh, I guess we'll talk about that when we're in the article. Okay, I got to thinking a little. Fellas. We got the real life version of Tatagamiwa, which is just the big rocks, the big like sort of thingy rocks, the spiky-ish rocks, and then Japanese mountain pass Toge, not sure. I mean, it is just a highway through some mountainish areas. You couldn't really, you know, what are you going to compare it to? Finally, the article 10 incredible new features coming to Forza Horizon 5. This is from the devs. We got first, world-famous Japanese landmarks. As you already know, Forza Horizon 6 takes the Horizon Festival to the breathtaking landscapes of Japan. Tokyo City's iconic downtown area is home to iconic landmarks like Shibuya Crossing, Ginkgo Avenue, and Tokyo Tower. You'll also get to drive on roads inspired by the C1 loop, as well as iconic mountain passes like Mount Haruna and Bandai Azumi. I wonder what they mean by inspired. Like, well, what crosses the line? Because I know real-life locations have to be licensed. That's a fun fact that you might not have known. That's why from Spider-Man 1 to 2, they lost the Empire State Building, because they couldn't license the rights quick enough. By 2, I mean Miles Morales. They couldn't license the Empire State Building quick enough. Landmarks are licensed. That's why we lost a couple of landmarks back from going from the Crew 1 to the Crew 2. Again, licensing. So I wonder if inspired means they didn't get the licenses to these locations, or maybe it is going to be still named those locations. Good morning, my alarm's still going off. But I'm curious. Again, they're very interesting locations. The Alpine snow all year round. Okay, well, not Alpine, but I actually predicted this, okay? I predicted this because I saw this area and I was like, that's sticking around. That's not going. In my breakdown of things you missed, there's a dirt track or a snow track on top of this area that you can do a jump over, in fact, the road. But I said, because stuff like that was there, this is gonna stay. No chance this is going to stay even as the seasons change. Well, seasons return to Horizon 6. More dynamic variations than seen in Mexico. Each season is authentically represented and distinctly different from the changing visuals of the landscapes, crops, foliage, and weather to the unique and subtle soundscapes, ensuring every season carries its own feel, beauty, and personality. What's more, regardless of the current season, you can throw on some snow tires and enjoy snow all year round in Japan's mountainous alpine region. Alpine, whatever. But yeah, so this bit is gonna stay. Like, it's a permanent fixture, is the alpine snow, big snow towers and whatnot, as I predicted. Because I did have people say, these things might probably melt and, you know, it'll go up and down, blah, blah, blah. But no, it will stay. But weathers are confirmed to be coming back. So I wonder if those water things that we saw, I wonder if the lakes and rivers will freeze up. Because that would be interesting. I'd be okay with it. I think it'd be pretty fun. Then master the obstacle course run. Horizon Rush is a new type of event. I did wonder this, because we saw things moving around, but it wasn't a showcase event. It felt more like a Motorfest event, if anything, where you play through it, and there's sort of like themed little motions going on and stuff just to make you feel like you're in this car Netflixy kind of world. But Horizon Rush is a new event type that the Horizon Festival is introducing to Japan. These events invite you to show off your skills on thrilling obstacle courses featuring exciting locations such as Tokyo City Docks. I knew those were Tokyo City. With the return of wristbands in Forza Horizon 6, you'll need to unlock and complete each Horizon Rush event to level up and progress towards becoming a Horizon legend. So, progression, obstacle course, great. Meetups for every car enthusiast. This one's an interesting one. Japan has a bunch of locations for you and your friends to meet up at. These include time attack circuits, car meets, and drag meets. All of them are integrated into the shared open world. This means that you can drive past any of these meetups, see real life players, and join them instantly without any loading screens to slow you down. Time attack circuits are brand new to Horizon 6 with multiple tracks located across Japan. Your goal is simple: drive through the gantry and set your fastest lap time. You can arrive in any car you like, and you'll earn credits and XP for each lap you complete. So there's only a few that matter here. So obviously there's gonna be, again, by the way, back behind this, you can actually see that this area as well will have places you cannot go with your car so that there can be a crowd. So it feels like there's actually stuff going on in the area. But yes, we've got racing meets and drag meets. Drag meets are incredibly interesting. I think I know what that's gonna be though, because I, again, spotted in the drag strip in the trailer that there was a time attack thing. So it seems to be just the same thing as the time attack circuit, is that there's gonna be a time attack thing at the drag strip as well, for you to essentially just, well, do the drag strip with your mates and set a lap time, earn XP, whatever it may be. But then of course car meets will just be the open world chill. Doesn't seem like you can get out your car, although there doesn't seem to be any people in these cars. I imagine it's still just to drive around. I wonder how it's gonna work. Are you gonna be speed limited, so you can only slow cruise around? I'm really curious. Is there gonna be specific spots that you can do car meets at, or can you literally do it anywhere? I suppose we'll see when we see. One thing we do know is that you can buy other people's exact cars in the car meet. So if you like someone's tune or someone's car, you can purchase it there and then. Here's a look at the time attack thing. Yes, car meets are places where you can show off your cars and character, download tunes and liveries, there you go, and even buy a copy of the incredible cars that you see. Drag meets are shared open world drag races around Japan with 12 car slots at each. There's gonna be multiple 12 car drag strips? My gosh! Just get to the starting line, position the car, wait for the lights, and go. Build your life in Japan. Oh, this is where we get to the good stuff. In Horizon 6, you will have new ways to shape the world as you make a life for yourself in Japan. These include customizable garages, where you can freely decorate the entire space and create a showroom for your automotive collection. The estate, where you can build and decorate directly in the open world. You can also invite your friends to visit, and you can even download garage layouts that have been shared by the community. Oh, that'll be cool. I imagine people will make some cool stuff, and I'll download that probably rather than doing my own. We know you love to collaborate, so in Forza Horizon 6 we'll bring multiplayer building to event labs. Note, customizable garages and estates will only support solo building. The Horizon Collab, you and your friends, up to 12 players, can build anything you can imagine in the open world of Japan. This I'm really looking forward to, because I want to do a video where me and the boys go in and we all have to build quarters of the race, and then we all have to do that race. Then, discover rare aftermarket cars. Oh, here we go. So, Forza editions. Parked around the game world are aftermarket cars which you can test drive or add to your collection. These cars are often at a discount, and they include some extremely rare and unique models to show off in your garage. Like I said, this is stuff like the Mazda MX-5. Better racing with car proximity radar. Oh, they don't actually show it here, interestingly, because they do have shots of it. Forza Horizon 6 introduces car proximity radar, a new option that, when enabled, provides additional awareness. That's that thing where you're the little cube, and then you see all the cuboids going around, the rectangles going around your car exactly where they are. To avoid unintentional collisions and keep the racing clean, especially when using cockpit, hood, or bumper cameras. Updated car and environment sounds, this we know about. I mean, not much else to read here. This is just them putting in a whole bunch of work, brilliant work from the devs. We're also introducing Triton Acoustics, which is an object-based spatial reverb system. Gosh. New cars and customization options. Horizon 6 introduces updated Forza Aero and very much requested ability to paint liveries on windows. I didn't know that wasn't a thing. I know the crew has it. I didn't know Forza didn't. In addition, we have also added new rims, and you can now install different rims on the front and the rear of your car. What's more, you are now also affected by the world around them. Cars are more affected. New cosmetics like tire wear means each car responds authentically as you rack up miles in those iconic Japanese roads. I imagine this will still have a simulation, off, and cosmetic option though. Enhanced steering wheel animations, absolutely beautiful, and bonus feature, play Horizon 6 on all your Xbox devices. I mean, you guys know, Japan awaits, blah blah blah. A lot of this was stuff we already know, but it was a nice breakdown article that I hadn't gone through yet. Posted yesterday. It is a shame that we got this without much mega new stuff. I mean, we got, like, the locations and stuff confirmed, though, and that the snow would be all year round. Stuff like that. Well, this was a breakdown of Forza Horizon 6. The new info that we got, the new look at the map that we got, and, of course, the new article that we got. And even a reference to Alpine, except we're talking about Alpine as in, like, a mountain. Thank you so much for watching. That's going to be better from me in a bit.